Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I just finished the tutorial with Vadim about the Triton backend on YouTube. It was very interesting. So we used the Prisma ORM, which allows us to write data models that you can see here, for instance. Here are the data models, okay? The Prisma is a server-side library that helps developers read and write data to the database, any database you want to, right? It's more than an ORM. It's very interesting. So it allows us to write data models, right? You can also add optional informations with the question mark here and relationships between your models using relation fields here, for instance. Okay. So in addition to that, Prisma offers with the npx Prisma Studio command a graphical interface that allows us to directly see how models, right, here the Prisma Studio and different models, right? Okay. So later we have to check if the data is well inserted inside of it. Then when we browse the code, for instance, for the authentication routes, we can use Prisma in this way directly by, for instance, already there, by invoking the models and different CRUD comments. So if later you want to test another database provider, for instance, you just have to go to the schema.prisma, okay, and change the provider and set the new database URL to the database that you have set up in the cloud, for instance. All right, so the basic idea of this code is to with an email service here is to use the AWS simple email service to be able to send a temporary token. So first we send a temporary token, okay, and valid for 1 hour to the email. And then once the token is entered and validated, it will receive a GW token. So the GW token then here, which is written here, which will contain it contains an additional secret information which is written in the variant variables. I'm gonna delete everything after, no worries. So and then the treat routes here are all the routes that are using Prisma 2 with different informations about these models you want to select for your application. Okay, so the ideal for the GW token would be maybe to add a salt, but otherwise the logic is very interesting. So now we are going to see the logic with the standard client, right? The Thunder client, I'm sorry, the Thunder client, okay? So first I go to the Thunder client. We have to log in. So I send a login request. Here is a new token, temporary token, new email token, right? And the one is received on the email. I got an email here, and I got the one-time password there, right? When you look at it, you say that maybe it's a spam because in the RCS service in AWS, we've set the keys at the local development, so that's why. So the message is good, and I can copy here the token, right? Okay. So I come back to the Authenticate tab, and I put my email token, and I send it. Then I get a GWT token. I copy this token, and this is where my app is crashing. I don't know exactly why I have to check it. But you send the content of a new tweet. Now, as a user, you are authenticated. You can create a tweet. In the authentication field, you paste your bearer token, and you send it, right? So the app crash, I still have to know why. And when we check in the Prisma Studio there, right? I'm gonna zoom a bit. I got my two token, right? The first one was the one recovered by email, and the second one was from the AWS API, okay? And in the code, firstly, the email is false. is true. I'm sorry, is true. And when we send the API request to the AWS, it becomes false. And then the one is true, and this is the one we're gonna use with a different date expiration. So these are the two tokens for my user. This is the user, okay, and then this is the tweet. Tweet is already registered, so okay, it's nice. So when you want to check, for example, the relationships on up on Prisma Studio, here is the relations, for instance, with the user. Okay. Okay. Wish you a nice day. Bye bye.